The draft of the Muscat Public Transport Master Plan has been unveiled at the first public transport conference in Oman. The Spanish-based global transport engineering and consultancy firm INECO was commissioned by the Ministry of Transport and Telecommunications. Joining us is now Mr. Emilio Mireles, Senior Expert of Consulting Master Plan, which is for the Sultanate of Oman. He is a consulting directorate INECO and team leader for Public Transport Master Plan Phase 1 Muscat. So how does it look like right now, and what are the plans that are going to be presented here at the conference?
Well, the master plan we have in the development actually, because we are in the fourth phase of the master plan, the elaboration of the action programs. So I presented in the conference the main analysis of the actual situation and strategy for the future development of the public transport in the Muscat area. We just defined the main proposals in an overview of the main proposals for a creation of a public transport authority and the modernization of the public transport sector, including urban buses and new regulation for the taxi sector.
And could you tell us, in the discussions, in the debate, they were talking about actually not increasing the number of roads, but actually working on different public transportation. Is metro going to work? Is it going to be the railway, or is it just the taxis and the water ferries, which we are planning to? But the taxis and minibuses are already there. Is there a solution?
No, it's not the full solution. It's a part of the future transport system. We consider that in the future transport system, microbus and taxis will have a role, but a complementary role for the main public transport modes. In the short term, has to be bus system. Bus give a good quality of services. Of course, the new bus model with a low floor, easy accessible for everybody. In the future, we propose the study of medium capacity systems, but that should be something that only arrived in 5-6 years. So we have to work from now to implement public transport system based on urban bus network.
Urban bus network.
Yeah.
Now, why didn't the bus network work until now, do you think?
Well, until now it's very limited bus services because the difficulty to implement a bus system due to, well, I could say some kind of culture of the society, very strongly dependent of cars, but at the same time strongly dependent of cars, but conscious about the problems that congestions will bring to the area. So I think the society is prepared to use public transport, but of course a better quality of services. At the moment, really it's difficult to use the public transport. It exists only 2 small lines in the area. So we consider that for the future success of the public transport system, we have to introduce a better quality urban bus lines, urban bus services, and it's something that we know the ONTC is working for in that direction.
Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you very much. We are working in the fourth phase of the study, that is the elaboration of proposals, action plans for the future public transport system. So we are working in this area, the development of the public transport authority, a new public transport authority, the implementation of a new bus system and bus network, and the regulation of the taxi sector. So these areas of work, we are elaborating now proposals, discussing with the Ministry of Transport, of course, and with the other stakeholders represented in the steering committee. And in a few months, we will have a complete group of solutions or proposals for these areas.
The topography of Muscat is being taken into consideration as well as the population density. The implementation of the master plan is expected to transform Muscat's transportation landscape.
The experts these 2 days will debate whether it's just culture, or is it the mindset, or is it the question when it comes to accessibility and quality services. Whatever the case is, recommendations will come out of this 2-day conference, and for Oman National Transport Company, they will be introducing a new fleet of vehicles very soon.
For the Phase 1, the focus is on the urban bus systems and regulation of taxis, which also means a new fleet from Oman National Transport Company.
Engineer Salah Al-Badi, you are the CEO of Oman National Transportation Company, and I'm sure everyone is eagerly waiting to hear from you. When do you think we'll have the new fleet coming in?
Well, the ONTC have floated a tender on this month, and we're expecting in maximum of 2 months that we receive the bids. And we assume that in 1 year from the award, which will happen by end of this year, in 1 year of the award, we are going to have the buses in Muscat.
Okay.
For Muscat. This is for the Muscat city.
Okay.
For the intercities and the coaches to Salalah, this is something that we are working on it now. And in coming 2 to 3 months, we will know exactly when these will be launched in Muscat.
What do you think are the main problems? In the debate or in the discussion, you said it's the accessibility and not just the cultural.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that the only way to make things happen in the public transport is to make sure that you provide the right services. I think people tend to change the culture if they have the right products. We have seen that a lot in the business, and what we need to do is really we need to make sure that we provide the right services, and the right services itself will attract the people, and it will participate heavily in the change of culture.
And when you say new fleet, how many vehicles are we thinking of?
Well, the number is not yet fixed. I think we are talking about a number of buses, but it will be good for the Phase 1. We have to know that this is a Phase 1, and this phase will be followed by other phases in the future based on the ONTC master plan and the integrated master plan driven now by the Ministry of Transport and Communication.
One of the major recommendations is the formation of a public authority for public transportation. Lakshmi Kothaneth reporting for OmanObserver.om.